seen it with the heavyweight division. It's almost like every single division or key division, Turkey Al-Sheikh is trying to get those unification belts. He's done it with the heavyweights. He saw it with the light heavyweight with Beterbiev and Bivol. It's happened there. So the next in line is the cruiserweight division. And that's why I think maybe they didn't want to put this fight on between Ramirez and Billam-Smith. But they're like, come on, we'll do this. And the winner gets Opetaia.
It has to be, you'd think it's a step up, it's a unification, but every time you think that, Chris steps up. And look, Zurdo Ramirez is a fantastic fighter. Only lost once to probably the, pound for pound, one of the pound for pound greats, after beating Canelo, and even Beterbiev. A lot of people, you now see Bivol going on and doing that, and you look back at Ramirez's career and it's been unbelievable, but I still don't think he's proven it this way.
This weekend, the cruiserweight division comes alive again with chrisbillam-smith versus Zurdo Ramirez, and does the winner get Opetaia? Let's get into it, Baz. Baz, are you looking forward to this fight this weekend?
Yes, I am looking forward to this fight.
That was a massive yes, Baz. You are definitely looking forward to this fight.
I ain't really heard much about it though. Like, it's been on the down low. I'm not gonna
the promotion's not for a Saudi card, actually. The promotion's been a bit poor, isn't it? They haven't done that big promo, have they, Baz?
Nah, no promos, no nothing. I mean, I suppose it's a bit hard with Billam-Smith being such a nice guy. It's hard.
Yeah. He's the gentleman, isn't he? They could have done something, that along that lines of the gentleman.
Some sort of like Godfather-esque kind of thing, like
like a London
gangster,
sort of
mobster,
London gangster, or like running around in a manner. Have you seen The Gentleman, the show, by the way?
I have.
It's quite good. It's
actually,
good.
CBS could have played his role.
It could be perfect. It's already ready-made. They could have made it.
Listen, season 2, Billam-Smith, jump in, bro.
Oh, if we could make a little guest appearance there. That'd be good. That'd be good. But there's been no big promo like Turkey Al-Sheikh.
No big promo,
does.
Nothing.
And I was watching. Is it Latino night, isn't it, Baz?
Was it? Is it Latino?
Yeah,
night?
Latino night. Yeah. Is the bubble beginning to burst now with the investment in these cards?
Nah, man. Nah.
It's got some good fights on there still, haven't you?
It has. But the thing is, you have to understand stuff. People can sell fight and people can't. And as much as I love Billam-Smith and Zurdo, they're not really selling the fight themselves either. So
it's difficult. They're not trash talkers, are they? They're not.
No. You need some personality.
And it shouldn't be like that. And I don't care.
It shouldn't.
I don't care. I think it's a great fight. But the general public, the mainstream, it's struggled.
But you need a little bit of beef, a little bit of spice, a little bit of je ne sais quoi. It's.
But look, you've got Billam-Smith. He's got the Bournemouth fans behind him. You know he can pack out an arena. And Zurdo, who's got the Mexican fans as well. So they will always support their own. So they have got big support there, but it's just not the most vocal, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
but let's talk about the fighting, Baz. Look, we've been talking about the promo, but let's get to the nitty gritty about the fighting. So you got Billam-Smith, who is been continually written off, and I've done it a little bit in the past. I always said he always gives it his all, but there's been a couple of fights where you think, he's going to lose that one. It's just going to be a little step too far, and he stepped up and he's done it time and time again. We had it with Riakpo, Okoli.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna do it again. I can't. I think Zurdo's gonna win. I can't.
You're going straight in there with a prediction. You're going Zurdo.
No.
Okay.
I'm not. I mean, I'm just saying that I don't want to go against it. I don't. I like him, but I can't see it.
Yeah. Let's talk about the boxing styles. So tell me, how does Ramirez win this fight?
I think he's a big guy, even though he's actually shorter than Billam-Smith. But
you say he's a big guy, but the whole thing. It's weird, isn't it? Because whenever you see people talking about him, they say he's a small guy. Like I saw it in the Gilberto fight when Ramirez was fighting, and the commentators talking. It's like, you got Ramirez and you got Gilberto, the bigger fighter, the bigger guy. But height wise, he's actually quite tall. He's like 6'3" or something.
That's what I'm saying.
For someone who's stepped up in weight, he was fighting. Was it super middle? Was it before?
super middle, yeah.
And he stepped
And
up
now
in weight.
cruiser.
You can't notice. He's a big guy. How did I don't?
Yeah,
I mean,
he could fight in
there's a
heavyweight.
reason why he stepped up.
I think he's taller than Usyk, so you know he
Is
could
it?
be fighting in heavyweight.
It's like there or thereabouts, isn't it? Like 6'2",
there or
6'3",
thereabouts. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So for someone who's stepping up, he's not exactly the smaller guy. Billam-Smith, he's a more natural cruiserweight either way, isn't he?
He is. But with Zurdo, we saw that the height difference didn't really make much of a difference when it comes to fighting, say, the likes of Bivol.
I didn't get it behind the reach, and I don't know what the reach is there, the difference there. Something I noticed with Zurdo in the last couple of fights since he has stepped up in weight, he looks a little bit fleshy. Like you see some fighters, like they look bone dry and they look like the abs are proper like poking out. He's not one of those guys. He's got a little bit of meat on him since he stepped up in weight. Maybe that's a good thing, protect the rib cage and whatever. But so he's not one of those. He's got a little bit of fat on there, which is all right. It's no big deal. Whereas you've got Billam-Smith, who's more of a natural cruiserweight, as I said. He looks pretty toned.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like Chris Billam-Smith's a massive hitter in terms of KO ratios and things like that.
I think it's got a lot of power, and I think that's one of his strengths. Like,
you reckon?
He's got a little bit of pop in his shots. Yeah. I'll say that's one of his strengths. The 1-2, good jab. I'm disagreeing with you there, Baz. He's got a bit of power. Yeah. He's not a one-punch knockout artist. He sort of, it's a combination
wears you
of punches. Down. Yeah, a combination of punches. But you do feel them, especially with that jab. So that's my viewpoint.
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree to disagree.
I think this is going to be completely one-sided. I'll be honest with you. The only thing I can say is, judging by Chris Billam-Smith's last couple of fights. Now, I was quite impressed by the Reactor fight. I think he did well, and he actually
the energy.
His brain. The energy was there,
and that was one of the things that I'd highlighted before. He sort of dips towards. He starts off slow, Billam-Smith, and it looks like he has like a spell where he looks really tired, and then he manages to get the
second win.
Yeah. He gets his second win, but you're not always sure that's going to come.
Well, this is it. And I was a bit worried, like in the Reactor fight, I wasn't sure if he was going to have the zest there.
The stamina.
To get it done. But
he had good energy in that fight, yeah.
He did. But the previous two fights before that, I was not impressed. I'll be honest. There was too much hugging. Yeah, the Coley one and the
So
Masternak,
do you think that was a
fight?
Yeah, the Masternak. So it's weird you say that, because Coley's always been known for that guy who hugs a lot.
He has, but I think it was actually both of them now.
I think it's both as well.
Now looking both.
When you look at the Masternak fight as well, it was and I've noticed it actually. When Billam-Smith's fighting, he'll throw a couple of punches, and then if the couple of punches come in, he'll lock up. He'll just tie up the punch. If it's a bit slow coming back from the other fighter, he'll tuck it up under his shoulder. He'll hold them, and he'll come in tight, and then he'll let it go. And it looks like the other fighter's been the other hugging. So I have noticed that. And that's. I mean, I guess it's good defensive work, but.
It is. It's just not the most entertaining to watch at times.
He slows down the fight, doesn't he, Billam-Smith? To his level. He fights at his level. And Ramirez, since he stepped up in weight, he's actually been quite high paced, hasn't he? He throws those good combination punches. A lot of different punches. The uppercut, Baz. There's something I'm going to point out. The uppercut, and I'm saying it now. You can go back, come back. That's going to be a key thing in this fight. The uppercut, because Ramirez, he throws a really nice uppercut, and he can throw it from different places, the left and the right hand, and he'll do it it won't be like a full deep uppercut. He'll throw it like a little half uppercut or something.
A short one.
A short one, and I think that's going to be key in this fight. And one of the problems Billam-Smith has is he gets caught a lot. So I think if there's going to be a punch, Baz, that sets Billam-Smith rocking, it's going to be that uppercut. But you've got Shane McGuigan, who's Billam-Smith's trainer, he would have studied that, and they would have been practicing that, and they would have been prepared for that uppercut. So maybe Baz, there is something there to counter it. So if the uppercut does come in, I'm thinking 2 steps ahead. So maybe if it comes in, there's a little counter there, and so I think the key punch for Billam-Smith might be the left hook. So I'll give you 2 punches there, Baz. The uppercut for Ramirez and a left hook for Billam-Smith. those are the keys for victory. Clip it and post it later.
Getting back to the intro of this video, we reckon the winner of this fight is going to be put against Opetaia.
Yeah. I did that video I did it in the summer where Opetaia was pushing for that Billam-Smith fight, and I said I didn't think the fight would happen next between them two, because Billam-Smith wanted more time. So I can see maybe February they get on a February Riyadh card, maybe a little bit later on. And look at it, Baz. Like, you've seen it with the heavyweight division. It's almost like every single division or key division, the Turki Al-Sheikh is trying to get those unification bouts. He's done it with the heavyweights. You saw it with the light heavyweight with Beterbiev and Bivol. It's happened there. So the next in line is the cruiserweight division. And that's why I think maybe they didn't want to put this fight on between Ramirez and Billam-Smith. But they're like, come on, we'll do this. And the winner gets Opetaia. And then we've got the heavyweights, we've got the cruiserweights, we've got light heavyweights, all decided. And now you've got Turki Al-Sheikh. He's bought the Ring magazine, Baz. So he's ready. He's bought it. He's bought the Ring magazine. He's got it ready-made. He's bought it. He's bought the Ring magazine. So now that
man buys everything.
So we said
it buying everything.
What, we said this was going to happen. We said it was going to happen. But, I mean, that's another video. Is it a bad thing? Is it a good thing? But we know what's happening here. It's about the unifications. One champion, one belt, one name.
That's what we want to see next.
That's what Turki Al-Sheikh's delivering. So, I believe the winner of this fight gets Opetaia. We get the unification. And it's a wrap, Baz. So, yeah. So,
unless
dun, dun, dun.
Unless you're De La Hoya and you're trying to sell the fight and you think Usyk's going to come down in weight to fight. I mean, that was a stretch in the press conference. He's trying to say that.
Recently he's been saying that. Yeah.
I mean,
I can see it happening. I can see it happening, but not now.
Maybe when he's retired, he's close to retiring.
I don't think that happens for Ramirez or Billam-Smith. I think that happens for Opetaia. So
that's it, literally.
But yeah, that's another thing there. Yeah, that's my view anyway, Baz. Anyway, I think it's going to be a great fight this weekend. I really like Billam-Smith. He's a nice, humble guy. Every time I see him, he's a family man. He says what he thinks. You never see any sort of trash talk from him. He just gets on with it and he grinds out the win. He's got a lot of heart.
It does.
And
he does. I'm hoping he gets the win, by the way. As much as I think Zurdo, you're going for Zurdo.
You're leaning to Ramirez, but you're not committing there yet.
I can't. The CBS train, like, it's still not taken hold yet. I can't jump on it.
I think it's going to be a very good fight, and I can see both ways both fighters can win. And I've told you that the uppercut for Ramirez and the left hook for Billam-Smith are going to be key. And it'd be interesting to see what happens because they're contrasting styles there. It's going to be a really good fight.
It will be. And I believe the fight will be showing on Sky Sports. On
Sky Sports,
on Box Office. Yeah, Sky Sports, but
I think it's free, isn't it? The fight.
It's free, yeah.
Is it free?
I think it's free. Yeah,
it's not a pay-per-view one. Yeah.
Nah. So there you go, a nice little fight to tickle your fancy, keep you busy on the weekend.
It's and the other thing that I haven't said as well is the time difference. So Billam-Smith they've been practicing late at night, because they know sometimes these fights run over. He's practicing for that fighting late, and I know we're running out of time, Baz, but the Saudi promotion is a draining thing. We've seen it with fighters who have gone to Saudi for the first time. They've had to do all this promotion, and
Francis Ngannou did say it as well.
By the time they get to the fight, it has a big impact on them, and some fighters have come up short. I mean, you saw it with Bokoli and Jared Anderson. Jared Anderson come up short. I'm not saying that's exactly the reason why, but there's been other fighters that have come. They've had to do all this promo, and by the time they get to the fight, they've just run dry. So if you've had a bit of experience doing this, it helps. But as I said, you've got Billam-Smith. He's adjusted for the time. He said he's adjusted. Ramirez, he'll be on US time, Baz. And I don't know when they flew in to Riyadh. So that's another thing that's interesting. Did they come earlier? I think they've left it a bit late to come in. So is that going to play a factor there? And
interesting.
Yeah, I think there's something else to factor into this.
A factor.
We see some fighters, they walk into the ring and they're tired. They don't look warmed up. They look energy drained. So that's something to keep in mind, Baz. So yeah, I know we dragged on, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe. What happens in this fight? And does the winner get Jai Opetaia?